If you somehow clicked on this video without reading the title, let me explain. It's a video on silhouettes and how to shoot them. We're going to be looking at all the different types of silhouettes, how to make them using hard light, soft light, daylight, night light, no light, and every other kind of light you can think of. So, I hope you enjoy the video. See you in a sec. You could do it like a cooking show. This is the best place to get fresh produce for all your silhouette needs in London. Borough Market. Let's get involved. Delicious. So here's an area that you might not suspect would be suitable for silhouettes looking around. To the naked eye, it just looks like a fairly gloomy part of Borough Market, but let me show you what it looks like on my camera. This area in the middle that's kind of cut out by the roof of this place between the floor, you can see a clear band of brighter area. So what I would need to do is to get my subjects framed within this area here. So like this. I mean, one shot, one kill. That is cooking with Schaller.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What's your name?
Key.
Key.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
For your video, though.
Thank you. Say hi to everyone on YouTube.
Oh my God. Hi. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye. So I've done a couple of candids, I've explained a few photos. We're now recruiting the help of the wonderful Haid Al-Mahed, designer and creative extraordinaire, because it's December and we're losing the light and I want to get a few more examples in controlled circumstances to show you. Everything it does isn't candid. Someone's going to write it now just for the hell of it, but it doesn't matter, because comments count as engagement, which pushes us up the lists. So write what you want, we don't care. Prefer if it's something nice though. So we're going to create a silhouette using a puddle in an overcast, crappy day like this. Who said you can't make silhouettes in miserable locations? A lot of the shots I've been getting today are quite soft light silhouettes. It's just a matter of using the sky reflected in this puddle is enough contrast to fully silhouette someone. And I also quite like the reflection element. Check out our reflection video here. Here we see, gonna need a little bit of magic. How are we achieving the silhouette? She's wearing dark clothes, so I'm metering always for the brightest point in my frame. What was that he said? Don't rewind. I'm metering for the brightest point in the frame. My exact settings for you settings nerds out there. Exposure compensation, minus 1.1 2/3. F8, 1.5 meters distance, and 24mm lens. And the recipe is this. Go, go, go! It's another silhouette. Ching! Bad! What? Can I commission a poem about silhouettes?
Silhouettes? I see. And what's inspired that?
I'm a photographer. I love silhouettes. Difficult one. Silhouette. What rhymes with silhouette?
Don't worry about that.
Pirouette.
Pirouette, yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. We should get you involved, I think.
Yeah.
Just drive them into the ground and then apply it.
Not so many rhymes, but there you go.
Hey, cheers guys. Black obsidian, flickering, archetypal, platonic forms rendered, and brute cartography. Grace and elegance rendered in stark colorlessness. The form unified, undivided, eterning. The flashing, now always one. It's deep. He's like the street photographer of poetry. Any place, any time, lay down a rhyme. See what I did there? I've got brown hair. Okay, let me explain this shot. So, 24mm, 1.2 meters, aperture 1.4. I'm lifting up the camera high so I can get her silhouetted against the light on the water, which looks something like that. We'll put it up on screen. And this area here, plenty of exposure to be working with. The difference between the exposure level on the hat and the hair and everything compared to how bright the surface of the water is considerably different and will result in a silhouette. So the outline of the hat looks great. You've got the leading line of Blackfriars Bridge, looks fantastic. Even on a 24, you can get a pretty shallow depth of field. So we've got great subject isolation. Just beautiful rendering. Hello! We've picked the worst spot to film. That sounds like one of the things in War of the Worlds. Oh my God. Come close, come close. We've got Big Ben, House of Parliament. So I want to get a seagull perfectly in between. One, you're photographing a bird, it's got to be quite fast. So to freeze the action, I'm going to set 2,000th of a second. I'm going to go for f4 because I'm not sure if the bird's going to pop up here, if it's going to be in the distance a bit more. Slightly too fast for me to react to, probably. So I'm just going to give myself that edge with f4. It's probably going to be quite a high ISO, around 5,000, 6,400, something like that. But that's okay, I don't care. People are often too obsessed with keeping the ISOs low and clean. Now, a lot of the shots we were doing before required very stop-down exposure comp of like -2s, -1.5. This one, the scene is very, as you can see with your own eyes, the scene is extremely silhouetted already just as it is. So I'm actually going to use just a -1/3 of a stop to capture this. So that's all of the settings for you and the thinking. Something kind of like that. You see where you've got the bird. I like the scale of it. You know, you're like, that's obviously a big building, but the bird's bigger than it, kind of thing. Quite like those kinds of shots. Nighttime is a wonderful time for shooting silhouettes. I'll tell you why. Because everything's bloody dark and everything's bloody light at the same time. So we've got this. Of course, photographing someone who's underneath the lights of that isn't going to achieve a silhouette. But all of these people walking past it, that's what I'm aiming for here. To get a silhouette, you want someone wearing darker clothes. It's quite hard, actually, sometimes if someone's wearing very bright colors to fully nail it down properly. Similarly to the shot in Borough Market where we were using a strip of light to silhouette someone against, we've got, this is also a strip of light, so we're going to use that. So I'm going to go down here. I'm waiting for the right person to walk in front, that's it. You see that silhouette? I had this great idea to do a slow shutter shot here. Doing this at 1/2 of a second handheld. I'm just silhouetting against the lights that are in the back. Shutter speed 1/8 in the end, f4, ISO 600, getting this kind of a look. Subject, nice geometric line, quite surreal. The head nicely framed, a very bright point in the middle, which is where I've chosen to place the hat. Allows you to see the outline of the body. So this was my thought process, started off side on. I mean, they're all cool like this. This one's really nice. Silhouette's all about contrast. Naturally occurring, artificially occurring. Trust me, you can always improve and you can always find better ways of doing it and new ways of doing it, like the puddle one, like lots of different ways. And silhouettes are great because sometimes when you leave a bit of detail out of a shot, it engages the imagination more. And you know, if you give them everything, there's nothing left to imagine. 24 crew. What is your profession? 300 mil. I'm going to talk through a few different ways you can achieve a silhouette and talk you through some of my pictures that are indeed silhouettes. Starting off with this one. This is hard light. This kid was just, I don't know what he was doing, reading a book or something Parisian, leaning up against the wall. And what I was drawn to here was the mixture of light situation going on. So his head in the shadow, his legs out, very easy to silhouette him, and that perfectly placed block behind. So that's the thing that made this image possible, was the wall that was behind the head. So if you're looking to silhouette someone without using the sun, you need a situation like this where you've got the darkness naturally occurring, the brightness naturally occurring, and hopefully they line up in the right way that you get a nice composition. But I love this light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. That's tonal. Picture's got a lot of texture. I love the kind of texture of the stone. So this photograph was taken in Kyoto in Japan. It was metered for the window at the back. I deliberately blew out the scenario in the back because it was brighter than the room that we were in, and it achieved a kind of white out look. But she was a lot brighter than she is presented now. So this was my intention in my head, was to make this image. And that's how I always approach image making, is seeing the image first and then working backwards from there to achieve it. I knew I couldn't blow out the background. I didn't have a white sheet or anything like that. So I just did it the way that I could. That was by overexposing her and then bringing her the levels of her clothes and skin down in post, which, if you can do it right, you can control it. So I've left a bit of detail on the back of the hair, a bit of detail on the face, a little bit of detail on the clothes. It's just enough, I think, to make it an engaging portrait in my style of photography. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Verse 2, standing here next to the Tate. Hopefully you think this video is going great. Why don't you like, comment and subscribe and feel that excellent vibe? Also, you can hit the notification bell, and news to you it will tell when we have done our next upload somewhere down the long and winding road. So there you have it, silhouettes. It's not rocket science, but it is camera science.